Okay.
But I'll go ahead and after manual.
Yeah, try it again.
Hey guys.
We got a couple people in.
Hey, Jack, Bob.
Hey,
Just to let you know, I tried to go in with the meeting ID and the 2 different passwords, and none of the passwords were accepted. The 233 number and the CSPS weren't accepted.
okay. So
I copied the meeting ID right out of your email and then the password. So
the link itself didn't work.
the link worked,
The link.
but opening Zoom and typing in the meeting ID and then a password did not work.
It's there, but I mean, it's not lighting it up. It's not doing anything.
Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Trying to get John, and I don't know why this thing's not working.
I spoke to Greg a couple hours ago. I know he intended to phone in. He's at the beach.
Yeah. I got Jimmy Kimmel and John DePrima having issues too. So.
Yeah. So, are you working on a fix here? Should I?
Yeah. Let me see if I can just email out another link, and I got John DePrima on the other line. So, hold on.
All right. Well, I'm going to hang up there. You just go ahead and work on it.
Yeah. Well, Bob Rubin, Bob Carroll got in with just putting in the meeting ID manually. So.
No. I got in and
You
used
want me to hold on
the
to
link.
That you got in using a link.
I did.
Right.
I just clicked it, went right to it.
I did not. No, I'm not in. I'm having difficulty.
Yeah, Bob Carroll and Bob Roop just clicked the link in the latest email and it worked. The short link, guys?
Right, but using the meeting ID and the
All right, you're saying
password
just
did not
plug
work.
that in?
Yeah, but you didn't have to put in after you use that link, right?
Correct.
I did
Right.
not. Now, I actually tried to get in about 10 minutes ago and it was looping. So I got out and tried it again and it went directly to the meeting. So
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on there.
But Jim, give a call. We got somebody calling in, so I guess that whoever's calling in's worked.
Hello,
Hello?
this is Greg Golian.
This is Jim.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Jim.
All right, if I cut and paste the link, the tiny link that you put there, I get to a Zoom page that said invalid meeting ID.
Oh, there you are, John.
Hey, John.
Great.
John DePrima got in. So, John, tell us what your key was to get in.
Well, I just manually went in. I couldn't get the link to light up and move. So I used 522-025-2857 and then the password CSPS in caps.
Okay, but Jim, I got Jim Kimmel on the other line on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other guy said, some guys said that they were able to just tap that link and go in. And John DePrima said he just
Used the ID.
opened up his Zoom app and put it in the meeting ID and password caps CSPS.
Right. Hey, I'm
All right.
glad to see
Well,
you made it,
I'm clicking on
Bob.
the link as well as when
Hey,
I
Bob
cut and paste
Rufin,
that link
Bob
into
Carroll.
a new page, I get an error statement from Zoom that says invalid meeting ID.
When you just tap the link.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
As
not
well as
working.
when I open a new page in my browser and cut and paste the link, I still get the same error page on Zoom. Invalid ID. Invalid meeting ID.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you here. Let's try.
Just tell them to do it manually. Go into
We'll go into Zoom and type. Can you get to a point of Zoom where it says join a meeting and on your Zoom app or on the Zoom webpage?
I did before, but I got to look for it again there. Yeah, join a meeting. Okay.
Okay.
Meeting ID or personal link name. What are we doing?
The meeting ID. Do you have that? It's in the email.
Yeah, it's on your 5222025 something or other.
Yeah.
2857.
857.
Yeah, and I did type that once and was still unable.
So that's going to ask you for that.
857. Zoom site is trying to open Zoom meetings, so I allow that.
Yeah.
Open Zoom meetings. Enter meeting password.
Okay. All caps CSPS.
All right, that's what I did not do before. All right, I got it. I got video coming up here.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get off your phone.
You got video coming up? We just got Bob and
Yes.
Marty on too.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's coming up. Let me adjust it here.
Okay.
All right, I'm
Makes-
good. Thank you, Jack.
All right.
Hey, Bob and Marty.
Hello.
Hey, how are
Miss you both neighbors.
we were back there this past weekend.
But you weren't there.
Okay, good. We were gone though, unfortunately. Now we're back.
Are the doggies okay?
Well, now, after the visit to the vet, yeah, we had to cut our trip short by a week and a half, so
Yeah, we heard that.
we'll start over.
What was the matter with them?
We don't know whether it's heat or what, but just stressed out. But I mean, it was very, very hot. And I think they got sick while we were having to basically idle for 3 hours trying to get in Watch Bar Lock. It was over 100 degrees, so that,
Oh, yeah.
that did not help. So I think
No.
it took its toll.
You didn't call with barge traffic?
It barge traffic. Yeah, we didn't time it well.
No, the barges didn't time it well.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Well, let's see. Are we waiting on anyone else?
Is Pam gonna get on or Tom Street?
I did not hear from them.
Tom Street does not have good internet connection at his home, so he will not join.
Okay.
Okay,
How about Linda, the Grosjeans?
they're not coming.
No, they said I, told them they could join by audio only if they wanted to, but they saw that in the email. But I'll send them a recording. Linda
Okay.
said just send a recording. They didn't want to be part of it.
Yeah, Linda said she
Live.
didn't want to be part of the meeting at all. She just wanted to record it and watch it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just double checking. Yeah, the recording is on, so we're good to go.
Okay,
Who else? Norm, was Norm on the invite list?
I guess that's probably it. So
You do
can
two
we
more, I'll
begin?
get bingo.
Super. There you go. Okay.
Okay, so who is on the telephone?
Greg Golian.
Oh, Greg. Good, man.
Greg,
Hey, John.
Hey. Okay. Well, can we begin?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so we sent out the notice as to what we wanted the purpose of this meeting was, and so I think that it's a worthy goal to strive to develop an approach and actually implement a targeted online or Zoom type of program to reach out to people from an voting educational standpoint. And there's many options out there in terms of possibilities. So, but I would like for our group to try to come up with something that each person on the in our group can kind of have some stake in or some involvement in, so that we can make an outreach to the community in some way. So I outlined a few items with Jim's help there, and I emailed and went out, and we got some response, and there's some challenges there that this proposal has. I mean, that there's some challenges for us in order to make it work. And I happen to feel that we have a significant amount of expertise here among us, and that working together as a team, I think we can come up with an approach that could be successful. I mean, that's our hope, and that's my goal, is that we can actually get some people interested and actually make some contacts and perform some services in terms of an educational approach, and hopefully with the idea that it would be ongoing, not just a one-shot deal, and maybe we could build on it in terms of how we do this. But again, I wanted to leave that up to the group, and what I'm hoping is that the group will bring their individual expertise to bear in this, in terms of not only in terms of the American Boating Club, but also in terms of your own particular skills, and judgment, and wisdom, and experience. So, with that said, I'm going to open it up, and then I'll ask a few questions later on. But I'd like for you to, participate with your thoughts and ideas on this going forward. So this is just an initial meeting. My intent here is to keep this meeting to no more than 40 minutes, Jack, in that vicinity. And
Yeah, but that's okay. I got a subscription. You can go as long as you want.
okay, but nevertheless, I don't want to keep people tied up on this for very long. I want to keep it succinct and on, and then hopefully between Jack and Jim, we can organize this so that the group can meet on a weekly basis, whatever's convenient, possibly the same time each Tuesday, but to discuss, and hopefully that you can pick some areas that you would like to work on to contribute to this. But somehow this is, I'm going to leave this up to the group to work out, and with Jim's guidance on this, and with the input of each one of you in it, to hopefully make this thing work. So with that, I'll open it up for any discussion or questions.
John, if I can, I guess, start it. Your discussion initially with me was an effort to, or we should be looking at a way to get the USPS name in front of folks. Ideally using an educational program that's off the shelf. Again, Greg did a good job putting together a list of seminars and the boat handling course and things like that. So I think it's worth discussing initially if it's possible, and if so, how to present USPS approved material. And I'd like to see where that discussion goes. But a second topic would be presenting something that's not USPS approved as an educational program. Present something else to the public that would be boating related, but it would be simpler to do as compared to the copyright information and cost and stuff like that that we would do, or that we would almost have to do through USPS.
But that's a good point, Jim. I would throw that out to Jack. I've got a question in that regard. Is you know, this USPS has this video program that they offer. It's kind of like a TV program, but the videos have been exceptionally well done, and they open them to the public. So, but I don't know that a lot of people have accessed that or aware of it. Marty's got a point here. What you got?
You are speaking of America's Voting Channel.
Yeah.
I started pushing that several years ago and mentioning it. The last Seaway that was posted, I sent material to Pam and asked her to post about the videos, about the summer program and all that, and she did not include it. I don't know if she forgot about it because I had it in too early, or if she didn't have room for it or what, but it didn't get posted either. But that is an excellent source, and it gives people connections to local squadrons and, you know, people that they can contact to get more information about America's Voting Club if they are interested in joining it. But all the information that is in those videos, and they're very focused and pertinent to certain titles, is available through their library of videos. It's all free. It's all available to anyone on YouTube or americasvotingchannel.com, or, you know, wherever. Several ways to access it. Several social media ways to access it, including Facebook. And if we can just turn people onto that, I'm thinking about writing to Marty Lafferty, because he produces all those videos, and he is an accomplished television producer, if you will, and sports announcer from back when. So if I'm going to write to Marty about a couple of things for instructor development, and also in this vein, and ask him if there are PSAs available that we could get local television and radio channels to broadcast to make people aware.
That's awesome.
That is a supreme source of free voting educational material that gets everybody familiar with America's Voting Channel. Oh, they're part of America's Voting Club puts that out.
Correct. That's great. And you're right on. And that's something that we definitely need to take advantage of. And I don't know who's got that connection that could get into the TV aspects of it right offhand. But
well, I don't know that they would broadcast them on television,
yeah.
But there could be a PSA telling people how to find them and how to get to them through Twitter or Facebook or anything like that to learn about voting.
There is a person at every radio station and every television station that is in charge of PSAs. That's the person you need to get a hold of if you can get the PSAs. You can also make your own PSA if you want to. And they're talking about right now, possibly through public relations awards and things like that. And one of them is going to be for producing PSAs.
And these are things that we need to be considering. My other thought was with Jack's expertise, if we move forward on this thing, if we have a target, for example, a couple of marinas or a yacht club or whatever, or the island club, those folks, if we can target in on that and making some kind of initial contact, we could access some of those programs and make them available through our own input. In other words, it would be us saying, here's some good videos that would be helpful for you, and we would like to introduce you to this and show them actually.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking about. And I know there's a way to do it. And there's guys like Bob Carroll who knows how to market this stuff and knows how, the techniques to go in and create an interest and get an audience. So, but we need Bob's expertise and Jack's expertise, and each one of us is ideas, just like Marty was bringing forward, and like Bob Roop has brought forward. And the challenge is, how do you get people interested and actually focus the time where they can actually sign up to watch this stuff or participate in some way? And I know there's a way to do it. I don't know myself, but I think with the collective smarts of all of us together, I think there's a way to do this, and we just need to work on it. I don't think it's anything that we can necessarily try to jump on and do immediately, but I think if we think it out well, plan it out well, and consider, we can make a first stab at it, and then we can learn from what we did at that time and come back and redirect it. So that's where I'm coming from.
Okay, John, just another thing, we need to not just focus ourselves on marinas and things like that. There are a lot of clubs around. There, the Rotary Club, and places like that, Chamber of Commerce, other small organizations, Knights of Columbus, people like that. They have meetings, and they're always looking for speakers.
You got it.
We need to put ourselves out there as speakers and go in and give a presentation of some sort. They, yourself, Jim, that it's difficult getting people to show up or come to meetings and give presentations. Well, if we did that, that would put us in the forefront. That would put us out there in front of an awful lot of people.
And I agree. And so that's what we need to be working on. I agree entirely. It's just there's a lot of approaches. There's a lot of potential opportunities there. So, but we just need to make this a focus, and we need to just bear down on it and kind of work on it and move forward. And it's not, I'm not saying we got to have any, remarkable results off the bat. I think this is something we can plan out and work on. But I think that there's fruit to be had from this, and I mean that's what we do best. So that's what I'm pushing. But I think we as a group have the experience, expertise, ideas, initiative, and the creativity really to come up with this a workable approach that we can make happen. So.
This is Greg. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do we have an avenue where we could maybe find some other squadrons, some success stories that can talk about how they were able to make this happen?
I was going to throw this at Marty to see with her connections national if she might have any suggestions on areas or districts or squadrons that she knows that may have something going in this area that we can communicate with.
And I couldn't understand what Greg was saying. Can you repeat what he was asking about?
Greg wanted to know if we knew of any other squadrons who have already done some things in this area and maybe had some successes that we could piggyback off of or learn from or communicate with in terms of the best approach.
There are quite a few squadrons out there. I will mention at this time, Atlanta does all their classes online. Every one of them.
Yeah.
And some of those we meet to pass out books, but now with ebooks available, I'm not sure how much even that is done. So the Atlanta SEO is Ken Odom, and he would be a good contact. I'm not sure how much Mr. Farmer does online. John Farmer over in Knoxville, and what all they do. But now John is in the district educational officer position, and Don Perrine, I believe, is the SEO over there. So you might reach out to them. Greg, would you like for me to send you these email contact information?
I probably have it. I mean, I talked to John for the work. Later, I don't think I've ever talked to Ken.
You're breaking.
One thing that other ones, a couple of the big ones that have been doing it. One is Sanibel. The Sanibel in Florida has had great success with what they've been doing, and also the one at Fort Myers, or what is it? Where John engaged? Where John live?
North Fort Myers. He would.
Well, no.
Oh! Wait a minute. Hang on.
Anyway, those are a couple that are really big into going with it now. Since the National Governing Board has been canceled, the Public Relations Committee, of which I'm one of the big guys in it, are going to be trying to put on a seminar that will be put out and will be broadcast, and we're hoping to get a lot of people at that thing. We have we've done a lot of work on that, and we continue to have meetings and everything and talk about it. And one of the biggest things that we have though is those two squadrons down there in especially Sanibel, how successful they've been on what they've been doing.
Okay. All right. So, Jack, I got a question for you.
Okay.
I'd like to know what you think in terms of using social media and targeting it into, this area, of course, in a way that would reach out to some voting community people that would be attracted or interested in something like this. So, I'm just asking. I wish I knew how to do that, but I don't. I'd like to see what you think about it.
Well, I haven't seen anything except us in the yacht club, privateer, that have a boating presence, but I haven't looked around a whole lot. It could be that there's there may be pages that like Facebook's the only thing I don't mess with Twitter or Instagram or anything, but the marinas and the state parks even might have pages that we could advertise or put postings on, if that's what you're thinking. Try to get attention. And invite them to join up our page. I've had we could probably make a more public page that anybody could join and view. Because right now anybody can view our page, but it's not easy to make general modifications to it. But because Linda was trying to work it out where she could find the password, but she hasn't been able to do that. So I told her, well, if we can't work that out, we'll either just go ahead and use the page we have now and make it. Make changes as needed, but or set up a different page where it's a group thing instead of a.
So I got a question. Question in that regard is that is it feasible to have on our, of course, ours is really more of a private page, but could we have a public social outreach page as part of that, that would just be open to the public to come in and
Yeah,
look
you're
at
talking
it.
about a regular web page. Yeah.
Yeah, but would be part of our kind of tax to it. I mean, so associated in the term sponsored by us.
Could be linked to it. There are certain aspects of that, parts of that are viewable by the general public. So we could see how we can maximize that. The web people at National had said that we're going to make the individual pages, the individual squadron pages, a little more versatile, so we could add our own things in it that the public can see. But I haven't seen anything happening on that yet.
Yeah, I think National is actively pursuing that and working on it. I don't think they've got. I think they're moving towards that. They want it, but they need.
Yeah.
Need a lot more work to get it done, but I think that's going to be one of their approaches is to make that some kind of options for us in squadron level that we can do things, and that would be able to outreach on more, make it easier and more feasible.
Well, it's on the National page, which is linked. If you find the right symbol on our page, they do have the links to the, like I said, America's Voting Channel, like Marty was talking about, that the public can go in and look at a few. But I was just looking at that America's Voting Channel a little bit, and it has a whole section on how the squadron instructors can use it. So if
so I could see piggybacking on that perhaps. To do some things, and maybe even with some of our social outreach training options, if we can get some interest. But then we've got to have something together to offer before we can go advertising or promoting and trying to get targeted groups interested. So I think that's what we need to work on initially, is framing something that we feel comfortable with, that we can. That's the reason I had suggested that possibility, taking something that we have on the shelf now, maybe initially something that we can offer free, and see until we get our feet on the ground in terms of how this is going to work. And then once we kind of get it working, then maybe we can move to one of the priority premium courses that charge the fee, and we have a better feel for how to target.
John, let me, I guess along those lines, talk about an idea that my wonderful bride had. So any idea she has, of course, is good. So and she's sitting in the room, so I have to talk about it.
Hey, we want to see her. Hey, we're so happy that she's participating.
Hey, she's still working on that phone committee stuff.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. What she suggested as far as what we could offer, and I agree with you that we need to come up with ideas on what we could offer, and then the pros and cons about actually putting it together and the logistics and that type of thing. But as far as Sue suggested that if we talk to people who would routinely be a speaker at one of our meetings, people like Boat US, people like Marina Manager, people, just whoever, the prop shop guy that I've been trying to get for a year and a half. See if we could find someone like a speaker and have them be the behind the camera, probably present something live so that we give an opportunity for people to ask questions, but basically give a webinar on whatever topic, 30 minutes worth of something. You know, I'm thinking
excellent idea.
A surveyor, how to lay up your boat for winter. You know, any maintenance guys would talk about that. There's that guy over at Island Cove that started his concierge service for boats. A lock operator, someone from the Corps talking about the history of Chickamauga Lock. They got a good write-up online, but get someone to talk about how that ties into construction for the new lock. Basically,
well, the guy that could do that is in the Privateer Yacht Club, Corey Richardson.
yeah, but what I'm saying is we could present something at no cost to participants. It would be a local information, local person. I mean, if even Boat US talking about here's the marinas, and if you're down on Gunnersville Lake, how do you get hauled out? Who has a travel lift? You know, you can have all types of information like that. It would be relatively easy for us to organize. We wouldn't need to charge a fee, and there's no copyright problems that we'd have to worry about. So I throw that out as something else that we could